Welcome, Charles McCutcheon here. I'm your favorite entrepreneur. I'm going to break down business credit first. Then I'm going to slide into deals, everything that's on the table right now. Then I'm going to slide into some of the details behind apartment complexes. I'm going to slide into a little bit of the nonprofit stuff. I may jump around because it's just how I see it flowing up in here, in my head. So I know I brought up, some of y'all seen some of this before. Some of y'all have not seen it. Some of y'all, even from the last event, I changed up a few things just because, and I just want you to get it the way I see it. I bring up business credit because I believe all of our businesses, we need to start with that in mind. And I say start with that in mind because everything comes down to, do you have the funding? And, it's separating personal from business. And I think that's a simple thing that we should be doing anyway. So I'm going to go through a little bit of the details so y'all can see. Let me put it like this. Let me see if it works better. So business credit for everybody else is based on your business, not based on your credit, not based on your social security number. It's based on your business, and it has to be built. You build it over time. And as you see, some of the different companies that I use right now, Staples, Lowe's, we all use these companies. But a lot of people use them on the personal side, vice the business side. So we got to change it up and use it on the business side. I'm going to zip through this because y'all going to get this slide and you can kind of start doing it. And I got some other information you can have to start the process. So you can start business credit, start building yours up, separating personal from business. That's what we're doing, completely separate. The other thing is, let me hold on for one sec. So you can obtain money faster via business credit from a lender than you can getting it from a bank. Bank has a lot of different stipulations. So from a lender, it's just they have less criteria to give you funding. All right. So when done correctly, business credit be without a personal credit check. This is so powerful right here that you can actually start a business and still get business credit, like start up. You can have a 350 credit score and still get business credit. And a lot of people are still worried about their credit. A lot of people are trying to get their credit right so they can get into the real estate world and use all this funding and all this money and stuff like that. It happens. So I'm going to go through a few of the different steps. It's all about building a positive credit profile. Your business credit is just like your personal credit to a certain extent. You can rebuild it. It can be rebuilt, and it's okay if you get some bad stuff on there, put it that way. So what lenders are doing, they're looking at you, how you built it, who you partner with, and they're looking at over time. So you have to, and a lot of people doing it the wrong way, and it's because we're getting a lot of wrong information. I started out with a lot of wrong information from people who I thought were credible, and then when I went to the table to get some funding, I got denied. So, and that may happen to a lot of y'all as well. Separate business entity. I don't know which type of entity you're going to use, but you have to use an entity. A lot of these lenders that I work with, you can't get funded based upon your person. They want, majority of them want an LLC. They say, well, you have an LLC to get funded. And there you go right there. It's not about your social security number. Is more based about your EIN, and most of y'all that I've worked with already have some type of EIN that you're using in the business of real estate, which is good. And if you don't, you got to do it over. So this right here is where a lot of people fail at, because a lot of people want to use their home address because we don't have brick and mortar. I don't have brick and mortar, but I use a virtual business address to get my address. A lot of people want to use a PO box and UPS, and people still saying use it. And I say like this: if you had 1,000 lenders out there, let's say 200 lenders out there, and you use your PO box, will you get funded? Maybe, maybe not. So out of the 200 lenders, if they put in their system, their computer system, that if you submit an application to get funded via your PO box, they're going to eliminate you putting in an application. It's going to red flag it. So just put it in and get a virtual business address, and you don't have to go through all the, are they going to fund the PO box? Are they going to fund a home address? And the only thing that I put out to people is how you can put your best foot forward. That's what I'm giving people. The best way to put your best foot forward. So the business address only. And for mine is, I got one out of Delaware. I have one out of North Carolina. I don't have to receive my mail in North Carolina. I just tell them, hey, I want to receive my mail here, and they ship it to Virginia. So it's still an office building, but my stuff is shipped to Virginia. Now, 411, everybody should be at least local 411. You just go to 411.com. You can sign up right there. You just actually posting your business there, and people know you're in business. That's one thing that, people, the lenders want to know that you're a credible business. So that's why they ask for the 411. You don't really need an 800 number. You can and cannot have it, but you need a professional number. And this is another thing that a lot of people try to go around, and they use their cell phone number. And when you are a lender in the computer system, you have a system that can look at phone numbers coming in, and it can tell if it's a cell phone number. Like, it'll red flag it. So out of those 200 businesses that may fund to you, if you use a cell phone number, that may limit it to 15. I don't know. All I'm saying is get a professional phone number. And it's not already, don't use a cell phone. Just don't. Somebody say you can use Google Voice. I'm gonna use the same thing I say with that. It's not a professional number. Will you get funded? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So I'm putting it out there for you. With the phone numbers I usually have a fax number attached to it. So, some people don't even use faxes anymore. At some point, you're gonna have to get a website. At some point, it's after you start to build. You don't need a website out front, but after you start to build, you're going to need one. With your email, it's got to be a professional email address. So I have one of my professional email addresses is Maxwell at Community. We're doing a assisted living facility. So it'd have .com on it. And I don't remember all my doggone email addresses. I got Gmail. I got, the regular. I got the business ones as well. So, I got a few different ones. I got Maxwell at Maxwell's Community. Let me see. Mine is Maxwell at maxwellscommunity.com. So, and then I have one, leaksrealty.com. I got a few different ones, but it's usually the name up front, an @ sign, and then the name in the back and the .com. You can't, if it's a free type of service, 9 times out of 10, you might not get